What's your favorite / proudest design? My favorite kinetic bridge so far would be my dual Starshine and 4-15. The 6-8 over-engineered solve comes in second, and the 4-15 master mode build would probably come in third. As for future proposed bridges, I would say that the AK project might be one of my proudest works. What bridge took you the longest? How much time did it take? So far, my bridge for RC's competition has been the longest to date, and upon completion will have been built over the course of an entire month. There are other proposals that I have that may take even longer, but I won't know until I start working on this. The current longest bridge project I've completed so far is the 4-15 Master Mode Mega Build. As for designing it, it can take between a few minutes to several days before I even attempt anything. How do you come up with ideas for your bridges? It's really difficult to pinpoint how I do it. I just kind of look at a problem, see how to solve it in a simple way, and then see how many steps and challenges I can add to it while still not being too ridiculous to the point where there's no way I can do it. How long did it take for you to understand how to make all the amazing hydraulic structures? It's taken me only a few days to begin to understand how I could tap the power of hydraulics in Polybridge 2, though the knowledge of some of the mechanisms that have been powering by these hydraulics goes back a lot of years, which brings me to the next question. Where can we learn how to make your bridge designs? I've gone through a lot of research looking through different linkages and stuff. Most of them are long analysis, though there are very few diagrams in them, so it's not really user-friendly for the average person. So I recommend 507 Mechanical Movements, which actually isn't its full name. This is its full name. But don't let the name intimidate you. This resource is a gold mine containing more than 500 difficult mechanical marvels, and I highly recommend you guys check them out. It visually demonstrates all of them as well. I'm also making a kinetic bridge basics tutorial series, which is very slowly breaking down everything you need to know about how to make my stuff. If you want a super fast version though, I recommend checking out the collaboration I did with Aliensrock on his channel. You can also see the demonstration levels I used to help lecture them during the stream. All of them will be in the description. Now, how did I learn this? Well, the origin story how to learn this came from Contraption. For those who don't know, Contraption is a game that was born around 2008. The community taught me a lot about 4-bar linkages and how to power gigantic mechanical beasts using just gravity and really heavy weights. I have a whole video of me showcasing some of my finest works there. All in all, you guys don't need to do this though, because 507 Mechanical Movements already provides many of the basic premises that you need to know about, which is pretty convenient considering I took a really long route, learning from nearly half a decade to get to this point. Are you secretly in a cult about steel? Nope, I just generate money and steel whenever I wish from thin air, though I'm really not using it for anything beyond these videos, because I'm fairly certain the stock market is going to have some interesting problems again, and would also probably violate the laws of thermodynamics. I should probably mention that I do this in my dreams, not in real life. Wish I could, but I don't want to crash the stock market again. When did you have the idea for Polybridge videos? It started on Reddit. I started over-engineering level 5-10 in Polybridge 1, and then it garnered a lot of attention, so I started to make more of that. After a while, I posted the over-engineering level 1-6 for Polybridge 2, and then I posted it onto YouTube. The folks on Reddit went to the video because they said it was pretty good, and YouTube went, hey, that's pretty good, and basically launched the video into a lot of people's recommendations, and here we are. After you hit 18 and move from home, what would you like to do? Focus more on PP2 related stuff, or something that's completely unrelated to PP2, like college or finding a job? I'm probably going to attend college for a little bit, but after that, I have no clue. I have some plans, but I want to keep them private in case things go south. Are you Bridge Games 2's god? Truly the only way to explain your knowledge. I am technically not Polybridge 2's god, but if you're talking about god as in the creator, then technically yes, because I did design 2 levels for Polybridge 2, which are levels 6-3 and 6-5. Hello Arglin, I have one very important question for you. It is so important that is the most important of all, and that is what inspired you to make the 7-second display? And the answer is because I wanted to. Then what inspired you to make the 1-1 long way around? And if that answer is because I wanted to, then answer this. Are you A? Wait. Okay, let's break this down because for some reason YouTube is whack and didn't display part of the message. What inspired you to make the 7-second display? Myself, because I wanted to. What inspired you to make the 1-1 long way? And that's Contraption, and myself, because I wanted to. Are you a pineapple? Because I wanted to. Also, I'm not really an expert at Discord, so... Also, this is a Polyverse section, so let's get back to doing that. Do you take suggestions from your community? Yes, I do take suggestions, though I'm doing this suggestion on stream. which is, by the way, every Sunday, though things may change. Now, possibly the most requested question was, what inspired you to make over-engineered bridges? I've already mentioned this before, which is Contraption, but for particularly in Polybridge, it would be Zautos back in 2015. It was in Polybridge 1, the level Split 2, where he made a really interesting solution that swung the roads back and forth to get them to lock into place, and it really sparked me into wanting to do more of that.
I'm going to play 7, 10, flip 2. Whoop! Induction connects up there again. I hadn't seen that before. But this is awesome.
So, thank you Zautos for first showing me Bridge Game in the world of over-engineering. Link to the video is in the description. What do you do for a living? I play the role of a teenager for a living. That's about it. When is Logo Bridge coming? It's coming soon, right? Just calm down with the caps. Please. How can you look through some of the clusterfucks of some bridges you make? I don't know if this is a good analogy, but essentially I can pinpoint what joint I need to connect to my bridges, kind of like how astronomers can see a celestial body based on how it moves against the background noise. I then basically create a map from there and just figure out part. I also sometimes rewind what I did through memory to see what I might have done wrong, or something like that, which takes a lot of practice to just know how to do instinctively, I guess. On average, how long do your overbuilt bridges take? From concept to completion and from concept to video would be interesting. Also, what's your favorite Polybridge 2 level and why? On average, it takes around half an hour in stream, but the ones that you see on video take around a day to complete. And around another 3 days from concept to video because editing is a pain. Also, my favorite level is Wonder 6 because it's such a small gap. But the thing is that the developers chose to put a hydraulic phase first, which is so good, mostly because you don't actually need a functional bridge before you start doing hydraulic shenanigans, and also the Vespa, it's really light, so it won't like break my bridge. Will there be more collabs in the future? I really enjoyed watching you teach Aliensrock how to build kinetic bridges, and when you worked with Reed Captain to make the 2 Nerds 1 bridge video. And I would like to see more collabs like that in the future. Nah. I highly doubt I'll ever collab with anyone else, and I'm definitely not already doing a collaboration with somebody named the RCE. Definitely not. Wait, I wasn't supposed to spoil that. How did you and Aliensrock meet? I've been watching both of you for quite some time, and I thought it was really cool you two collaborated. Also, are you going to do more videos with him? I first joined Aliensrock's Discord server due to people starting to repost my Over-Engineering 1-6 compilation video a lot on his server, and people just started notifying me about that. Over time, I guess I just grew a large enough presence that he took notice, and one day he just messaged me if I was available to pop onto a stream to help him out with stuff. And that's pretty much how the collaboration started. I would love to do more videos with him, though it's entirely up to Tyler right now. If you are wondering though, Tyler, I am always open, so you have my word to just assume that I'll be open for a collaboration unless I make a future public announcement. How do you feel that Tyler has already abandoned what you have taught him? I feel like abandon might be too strong of a term. Maybe he's not using it right now, but on streams when he needs to solve hydraulic puzzles and such, I'm sure my help will have come in handy. And even if he has forgotten now, there are plenty of others from his fan base that have now gotten my knowledge, and I'm just happy enough about that alone. How many total hours of Polybridge 2 do you have? On Steam it says that I have over 600 hours, but considering that Luna kicks me off of Steam more often than not, considering that this is her Steam account that I play on, I probably have somewhere around 1,000 hours of playtime for Polybridge 2 now. Are you a furry? Yes, I am a furry. For how long I've been a furry? 3 years and counting. Have you ever been shunned or better yet treated differently because of being a furry, especially families and friends? We know most people in society sees furries as 100% fetish, but it's dumb, but you know, still curious though. At the start, definitely, I wasn't really careful with who I wanted to share the fact that I was a furry and people thought of me differently at the time. Nowadays though, I'm much more careful by giving them first good impressions, whether it's through courteous work or creating content for you guys, and letting people know that I'm a furry afterwards. It's more often than not that people respect me for what I do than for who I am. Oh, and those people that I mentioned that I leaked my reality to too early, I ended up actually having some of them come back to me because they found this channel and their heads pretty much exploded when they realized that they pretty much insulted the guy that's making content that they're enjoying. So, life is gonna stab you in the back at some point. What, and I cannot express enough, the fuck is the difference between a dragon and a dragon circle? A dragon, we should be familiar as a mythical creature, etc. and stuff like that, but most people don't know what a circle is. And this is a circle. Sergals are a race that come from a manga called Vilous, originally created by Mick Ono. They have a raptor-like anatomy and shark-like heads, so fun fact for furries out there that don't know this, their origin also comes from rabbits and fighter aircraft. That's not even a joke. You can check it out in the official wiki on Sergals in the description. Also, another tangent for those who are canonical freaks, Merc is never seen in the Vilous wiki as a sound that Sergals make, which suggests that possibly the most iconic sound that is associated with Sergals isn't canonical. Enjoy that thought. Anyway, so what the hell is a dragon circle? Well, it's literally just two of them combined together as a hybrid. That shouldn't have come to a surprise. Why did you choose a dragon and a circle? Well, I found Sergals through Culturally F being recommended to me. I eventually found the manga, and then I got very, attracted to them. I'm gonna leave it at that. Same thing went for dragons. Is it true that Sergals are made of cheese, or is that just a myth? I would give you a lecture on muscle anatomy and bone structure of Sergals and explain the composition of the average Sergal for male and female, but based on how they eat, but that is boring. So the rest of this video, I'm just gonna go with a yes. So, are you a bunch of cheese? Yes, with wings. What's the origin of your name and your profile picture? Well, my profile came from this, which came from this, which is the updated version of this, which you can see the time-lapse here on my channel, and that old thumbnail came from this, which you can also see a time-lapse on my other channel, but the head of the circle came from this, which is an old profile picture that I had for Christmas, which is turned 90-ish degrees, and came from this, which tilted again slightly was a modification of this, which you can still see as my old channel banner that I haven't changed since 2018 because that's my ex-boyfriend. As for the name, Arglin first popped up back in 7th grade when I was in science class. I got bored, so I just took two random elements, which in this case were argon and lithium, removed the O from argon, took the symbol from lithium, and then just slapped it together. It's weird, but there you go. Campling, though, has a lot more backstory. Alright, let's get through this timeline as quickly as possible. So, I'm friends with a guy that I'm just gonna call him Scrolls now, because that was the name that they went when I first met them. He had an interest in dragons and eventually wanted to combine them with a Sergal to create a Durgal, which, by the way, can we call you a Durgal? Yes, because this actually is two different portmanteaus that the furry community uses. Durgal and Sergan, though most of the furry community prefers Durgal. Their name was originally called Soundwave, though it was eventually changed to Simon for the sake of slightly more reasonable names. At the same time, I was also considering changing from Sergal to Durgal as well. And considering we were of different ethnicities, we just went with Campling and we became brothers by lore. Now there's two different trees, the fantasy and the reality/branded surnames. Here's the fantasy one, which is basically how I'm brother by lore with Simon, and here's the branded version. So for those who are wondering, yes, I have 3 significant others, and yes, I am polyamorous, but no, there are no Alabama shenanigans going around in the background because Campling is just a branded surname, and we all have different bloodlines with no close relatives. Alright, I hope that answers those questions. What does their full persona look like? Well, enjoy this little montage. So yeah, here's the latest version of Arglin in full body and also my profile picture. So for the aspiring artists out there, here are your references. Enjoy. Also, I want to actually go back to those comments. Do you go to conventions? Sadly, no. 1, I'm still trying to overcome my anxieties when visiting huge places with a lot of people, and 2, I'm probably not going to be allowed due to parental restrictions and such. I do hope to go to a convention one day though. Also, today's your birthday. Well done. Happy birthday. Thoughts on cheese? I like the regular, but I prefer the fluffy. Favorite cheese? The dairy cheese? Usually it's mozzarella or Colby Jack, but any cheese is fine. The fluffy cheese? There's too many. It's really hard for me to pick out one without getting murked at by everybody else. Though, I do have eyes on you, Argy. What made you choose a Sergal over other species like Progons or wolves? Wolves are alright, but it was something about Sergals that was so unique with their weird raptor-like anatomy and getting really long snouts that just got me really interested. Don't get me wrong though, I love Progons a lot as well, and I'm considering getting a Progon OC that goes alongside Arglin. After all, you are basically cute fluffy computers. Do furries consider Sesame Street to be furries? I've never really thought about it that way, but I guess yes-ish. This is the most non-answer-like answer I've ever. We're moving on! Is there any way to connect to you within the furry fandom? You seem to be very well hidden. Yes, actually, I don't have an account set up for most community sites like for Affinity or for Amino, though you can still get in touch with me with other places. There is my Twitter account, which I have mostly a mix of furry content and my main content. You can also contact me through Telegram or Discord. Now, there's one specific question that I received a while back, which is this one. What is the furry community like? I'm assuming you're part of it because of friends, but seriously, as an outsider, it seems it's all jokes and aversion to mentioning it. I would have answered this on video, but ended up being a really long answer, as you can see on screen. So I've now pinned it in the post, and if you want to read it, the post has been linked in the description. Why are you so adorable? No, you cannot skip this question. Do you have any pets? I have a couple of fish, but that's about it. Have you finished school? Not yet. My senior year in high school is starting in a few days. Have you secretly been a salad all along? I mean, why would you ask? Would you like to see salad dressing? Or undressing? Why doesn't Luna ever sleep? She sleeps, but she struggles with insomnia sometimes. You're probably expecting a funny answer, but oh well. What do you think of calzones? I've never had one, but they look pretty interesting, and I'll definitely love to try one. What do you think of the movie Shrek?
Good question.
I've never really been bothered to put aside enough time to really watch the full way through. This often applies to most movies, considering they're mostly too long for me to watch through the whole thing, and I just tend to get distracted somewhere in the middle of it. Excuse me if I'm stupid, but what's your name all about? Oh, the whole name plus bracket thing is just so I can just do it, and also to call out to random furries on the internet, which, by the way, shout out to the ones that grab my bait. Also, consistency. On your Twitter bio, you say that you're he/they. I remember you being he/him before, so when did you announce that? I've never really publicly announced it ever. For those who are wondering, I go by Demimale. Though for the sake of simplicity for the general public, I just go by me. But Demimale is the reason why I also have the they/them pronoun. Is gargling, campling some inside joke? Yes. Why do you change your nickname from Apron to Arglin? Well, okay. For those who don't know me before my LimeWire days, yes, we're going really far back, I used to go by A-Brain. It's a really dumb name, and I came up with it back in 5th grade, and I pretty much used it in my old Contraption days, and I eventually changed to Arglin when I was in 7th grade. And while we're on the topic of Fantastic Contraption, we got another question from ID36. Which of your solutions on Fantastic Contraption are you most proud of, and why? I'm kinda in between Brown Solve that you and I collaborated on for one of my own levels, and my Brown Champ solve for Chuckles. In general, I'm more proud of compact or unfolding bridge designs, which makes sense why both of those big extenders are such high up in my personal ranks. Do you play more Polybridge than Fantastic Contraption because stretchy joints make you uncomfortable? I mean, yeah. Polybridge 2's firmer beams allow for slightly easier and stronger mechanical machines, but there's also the song, which is just... Who is the best Fantastic Contraptioneer, and why is it Quafflekind? Honestly, I've been gone from the community for so long, I don't really know the answer. Haven't seen Silver's latest stuff, but goddamn all of you guys are maniacs. Anyways, before I continue, you know what I'm going to ask. Have you met any YouTube friends in real life? No, but I'd love to meet some one day. Also, will this be in the video? What's the video? Can I be in the video? What's the video? Are you going to make some Baba Is You custom level? I mean, not really. I haven't really explored Baba Is You that much yet. Maybe though.
Why do? Because we knew. B. Why no? Yes. 11T1. When you
Pineapples on pizza, yes or no? I mean, it's not great, but considering I've eaten fish marinated with lemons, eggs, and apple salads, and pineapples stir-fried with beef, it's honestly not the weirdest thing that I've eaten, so I'd say yes, but just don't ever give me it. But, in case you are wondering, what is your favorite pizza? Vegetable pizza. I know my sister doesn't really love it because it's really greasy, the crust is really soggy, and the whole pie, usually the toppings aren't evenly distributed and stuff, but I like the taste of it, you know? What do you think of the Mongol Empire? The Mongol Empire was a period in history. I think. Why is the name of your first channel the name of the game you play, and the name of this one a dragon? I assume Arglin is your real name. Actually, Arglin isn't my real name. My real name is Aaron Paul. Anyways, back to the question. My main channel was built with the intention of creating live content, and my second channel is more for random miscellaneous stuff / furry stuff. I was not really expecting this channel to become more Polybridge dedicated now, but here we are, I guess. What's your IQ? I honestly don't know. What's your nationality and age? I'm American born Chinese, turned 17 just last February. What's your favorite color? Same color as my Sona, teal. Thoughts on Algodu? Great game, though Conundrum Dreamer has made way cooler stuff than I've done, so go check them out. How are you doing these troubling times? I'm doing surprisingly well. Quarantine and summer break have been what has brought me to this point, considering I now have so much time on my hand. If you're wondering what I'm feeling right now, tired because it's 3 AM. Are you Pan? I think your profile picture background is the Pan pride flag. Well, I'm bad at telling flags. If so, hello from another Pan. Yes, you are correct with the flag. Though, yes, you are correct with the flag. That is a Pan flag. I most often use a Pan flag behind my profile pictures, but the Pan doesn't come from pansexuality. I fluctuate between demisexual and asexual, but the Pan comes from panromantic. The reason why I don't use an asexuality flag and such is mostly because I refer to pansexual flag more and people understand it better. What do you put on your Subway sandwich? I don't eat Subway sandwiches, so I'm uncultured. Favorite game? Stardew. Do you like sushi? I'm sort of iffy on sushi, but I'm definitely still willing to eat it if you give me some. Do you play any other games other than Polybridge and Line Rider? Yeah, I play Contraption, Stardew Valley, Minecraft Slime Rancher, GTA 5, Universe Sandbox, and probably a lot of games that I've probably forgotten by now. Most people are struggling to get a single partner. How the heck do you have 3? Well, I first met Luna, and then we started dating. Then I met Tran. Tran was already dating Citrus, so when I dated Tran, Citrus became my boyfriend automatically. We furries are weird, basically. How's it like to have 3? Not that much different than having 1, to be honest. How are you so goddamn good at line and mathematics? Are you an engineer in real life? No, I'm not an engineer, as I said before. I'm just a teenager. Line I was able to learn really fast thanks to really high... Line I was just able to learn really fast thanks to the really highly responsive community and me being fairly active there. And also studying the entire gigantic database of the different tracks that have been made over the course of a past decade and a half. As for mathematics, I just watch a lot of science and math channels in my free time. How long have you questioned your sexual identity? On or off, I've been questioning it for around 1.5 years in total. Any advice for starting a channel? As long as it's within YouTube's terms of service, do what you enjoy. Don't worry about sub count. Work for quality though. Videos don't have to be that long. Keep it at a quality grade that you're alright with and stick with it. Your subscribers will most likely like consistency with the content they want. If somebody finds a video interesting from you, they should be able to go to your channel and find more interesting stuff. Listen to feedback and adjust accordingly. Ignore the haters unless they have something constructive to say. From there, you're on your own. What is the meaning to the life in the universe? Favorite food? Literally anything from a Korean barbecue. It really never gets old for me. Do you play any instruments? Yes, I play the piano and the Death by Long Black Stick, also known as a clarinet. Pan rights? Are you talking about the cooking utensil or the sexuality? Regardless, it's a yes to both. What's your opinion on sliced bread? No, I eat my bread whole loaf. Do you ever dream about getting cat sexual? Does Luna count? Her persona is a house cat. Do you plan on switching your style of videos anytime soon as a way to gain more subs or appealing more to your interests? If you plan on playing more other games on your channel, making other types of Polybridge content, etc. Regarding to switching over of games, not really unless it's heavily related to physics-based building like Fantastic Contraption, though I'm probably just going to stick to Polybridge 2 considering that's my main interest right now. Though as for switching styles and such, maybe. Have you ever played Armadillo Run, Scrap Mechanic, or Hollow Knight? No, but you can bet my fluffy buttocks I'm going to play Armadillo Run or Scrap Mechanic one day when I get the time to. As for Hollow Knight though, I'm not really sure. I have seen it, but I haven't really taken much interest at first glance, though I should probably take more digging first. Do you have social anxiety? Yes, but I'm getting better at controlling it. Which is heavier? It's not steel, it's road. Get the joke? Are you... What originally caused you to be a YouTuber, and what are your biggest YouTuber influences? Zautos in particular for Polybridge, LimeWire was more purely on its own though. No actual influences other than myself. After a while though, it became the audience, aka you folks watching me right now. That really gave me a secure nudge into becoming a YouTuber. As of recent though, most likely read Captain because he took inspiration from me to over-engineer, and now I'm taking inspiration from him based on his style on now how he edits the videos, and now you can see that our videos are kind of slightly similar. What are your career plans? There's only one wrong answer and it starts with Arky and ends in texture. I wonder what that wrong answer could possibly be. In all seriousness, no. I've been interested in architecture for quite some time in my life, though I'm starting to realize that I might be better at engineering, so I might explore both of them and see where I end up. Can my first question be the last question you answered in your Q&A? Yeah, sure. Man, you and I have come a long way, mostly you. I remember back when we were doing the Shelter collab and our FC friends back in late 2017, which basically started our LimeWire careers. It is awesome to see that you get only a few subscribers on your LimeWire channel to gain tens of thousands on your used to be second channel. Meanwhile, I'm still under 100 subs. Excited to see you reach more milestones. I'm really proud of you, dude. Thank you. Also, I'm a teensy tiny bit jealous. Can I have some of your subscribers? Yes, for those who are interested in LimeWire content, go subscribe to Gavin because he has really wonderful LimeWire tracks. Some of the best out there, to be honest. Now, here's my question. Let's say your PP and LR stuff never took off, unlike what happened now. Where would you see yourself in 5 years? Alright, there's two answers I got to this. Pessimistic and optimistic. I'm going to start with pessimistic. Without LimeWire taking off, I might have lost my motivation the same way I did for Contraption, but probably a lot quicker. I was really shy about sharing my stuff to a LimeWire's Discord server, so if it didn't turn out right on the first try, I probably would have left it immediately. And just last May of 2019, I was actually really suicidal, and I'm pretty certain it was Luna that actually saved me from cutting the fuse short. Without LimeWire, I probably wouldn't have met Luna. So put short pessimistically, I wouldn't even see myself alive without LimeWire taking off. As for the optimistic answer, maybe I'd probably be seeing myself still pursuing YouTube as a medium of sharing my works, even if LimeWire nor Polybridge took off. I probably might have found another game and got popular off of that. Or maybe I'll just stay with the LimeWire community for the sake of people like you, Gavin, who have been really supportive of my works. I make my work simply to make people happy. It could be just for a few people or even just for one person. So put your optimistically, I'll only be still attempting YouTube. If not, perhaps some medium where I can make people happy, regardless if it's one person or over 10,000. But anyways, I would love to answer more questions, but the Q&A has already gone pretty long, and also YouTube has kind of given up on me, so I'm gonna end it here. Thank you so much to everyone who submitted questions. Thank you so much for more than 10,000 subscribers. You know the ending drill already. I'm Arglin, your local Turtle Poly engineer, and have a wonderful day. Cheers.